Hello and welcome to my channel. In this session we are going to see how we are going to interface a stepper motor and rotate it in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So stepper motors are like DC motors that move in discrete steps. They have multiple coils that are organized in groups called as phases. By energizing each phase in sequences, the motor will rotate one step at a time. As you can see in the diagram here, we have a stator here, and in the stator we have the winders. Okay, then we have a permanent magnets which is having north and south poles. Also we have a rotor here. The rotor is responsible to rotate, and stator will be the stationary part in which the winders are connected here. So our main role is to energize and de-energize the coils. So at a time two coils will be energized and two coils will be de-energized, so that the rotor will rotate one step at a time. Okay. Now as you can see in this diagram, this will illustrate the sequence of steps for a two-phase motor. So in step 1, you can see that phase A of two-phase stator is energized. Okay, two-phase stator is energized. So this will magnetically lock the rotor in the position. Since the unlike poles attract when phase A is turned off and phase B is turned on, the rotor rotates 90° clockwise. So in step 3 you can also see that phase B is turned on, but with the polarity reversed from step 1, this causes another 90° rotation. And finally in step 4, phase A is turned off and phase B is turned on. Okay, so with the polarity reversed from step 2, we can see that repeating this entire sequences, this will definitely cause the rotor to rotate in the clockwise each and every 90° steps ahead. Okay, so the main thing is here, we have to energize two coils at a time, phase A and phase B. Okay, meanwhile the other two coils has to be de-energized, and we know the principle that the equal same poles will always repel and unequal poles will attract. Okay, so you can see that north and north will repel, north and south will attract. So based on that principle, this entire sequence will flow here. Okay, step 1, step 2. Okay, you can see there is a shift in the 90°. Similarly here we can see there is a 90°, here also 90°, and here also 90°. So in this fashion the sequence of the stepper mode follows. Okay, now let me show you another pic here. Yeah, look at this diagram here. You can see that the stator consists of 4 coils here. You can see right here, A, B, C and D. There are 4 coils, and we can see that 4 coils are connected to the ABCD, to the driver IC. So all these 4 coils A, B, C, D, these are connected to the driver IC, and from there it is getting connected to the microcontroller. Remember, so we are not going to connect stepper motor directly to the microcontroller. Through the IC or driver, okay, we connect it to the microcontroller. So it is clear that specific pins of the microcontroller to be made as output pins. Okay, and it is also known concept that the two same poles will always repel and two different poles or unequal poles will attract. So based on energizing each coils, we can make the rotor to rotate some steps further till it makes the complete rotation. Fine. Yeah. Now you can see that we have 3 different stepping positions here. So we can classify the stepper motor in 3 different ways. The one is the full step, second one is a wave step, third one is a half step. So in our experiment we are making use of full step here. As you can see in the diagram, we have 4 coils: coil A, coil B, coil C and coil D. Okay, now as I mentioned you earlier that we are working with a two-phase stepper motor here, wherein we are going to energize the 2 coils, and meanwhile we are going to de-energize the other 2 coils, so that we can have a shift over 90°. Okay, and you can see that 2 coils are in a higher mode, so we will place 1 1 0 0. So that will give you C. Correct? That will give you C. That means if you are energizing the coil A and coil B, coil C and coil D is 0 0, you will get answer C. 1100 is C in hexadecimal. Similarly, if you want to move further ahead, okay, we will energize B and C, and at the same time we have to de-energize A and D. in programming what we do means we will take the inverse of that numbers. Okay, so inverse of that numbers means what happens, the 1 will become 0, 0 will become 1. So in that fashion we have to write our program. Okay, so but this is the basic principle which you need to know in how the stepper motor works in full step mode. Okay, similarly if you want to go one step further, then you have to de-energize A and B and energize C and D. And finally, if you energize A and D and de-energize B and C, you will get another, it will go to the complete rotation. That means first it will be 90 degree, next is 180 degree, after that 270 degree, then it will go to the 360 degree, which will make a complete rotation. So this is what we are going to use it in our program. And this is the interface here to the microcontroller. We have the stepper motor here. Okay, we have the stepper motor here, and of course that stepper motor is not directly connected to the microcontroller, and it is connected to the 4 pins here. Okay, that means the 4 coils. Okay, and that is connected to the driver IC ULN2803. Okay, through the driver IC it is getting connected to the microcontroller. Okay, through the port pins, and we have only 2 ports, port 0 and port 1. That you need to remember here. Okay, now we'll go to the program. So in the program you can see that we have connected the stepper motor to FRC1. Remember, okay, let me show you the diagram here. So we have actually 5 FRCs. Okay, FRC stands for flat ribbon cable. We have FRC 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are the FRC slot which will be there in the LPC2148 ARM7 trainer kit. Okay, now in that, except FRC2, rest all are having 10 slots. In FRC2 we have 16 slot. Okay, now to transfer the data, from the processor to the stepper motor, we need to connect it through the FRC cables, that is flat ribbon cables. Then only the data are transferred serially bit by bit from the processor to the controller. Okay, now the controller is the main part here, that is a medium in which we are going to transfer the data, but the hardware here what we are using is a stepper motor. Okay, so in the controller you have a FRC slot. Okay, in the controller you have a FRC slot. From the microcontroller we are going to pass the data to the hardware, that is the stepper motor, through the FRC. Okay, and from the processor to the microcontroller we are sending the data through the serial interface cable. I am going to show this when I am going to execute this program. Okay, I am going to tell you the detailed configuration, how the data are passing from processor to the controller and then from the controller to the hardware. Okay, so as of now we are using FRC1. We are connecting the controller to the stepper motor through the FRC1, and in FRC1 you should remember what are the ports we are using. As I already mentioned in my earlier lecture that we are using only 2 ports, port 0 and port 1. Most of the time we are using only port 0. Okay, so you can see in port 0 16th to 23rd pin we are using. Remember, FRC1 will having port 0 16th pin to port 0 23 pin. Rest 2 pin will be used for power supply 5 volt and ground here. Okay, like that in FRC2, FRC3 we have different pins here. Okay, same pins we are not using in all the FRC's cable. Okay, this is the diagram here. So you should remember this. I'll let you know why I'm teaching you this FRCs. Okay, now let us go to the program and let me explain you line by line here. The first line is we have to include the header file here, and after that, as I mentioned you that we have to store all the patterns in the clock. Okay, so the pattern is in this way. Okay, this is for clockwise pattern, this is for anti-clockwise pattern, because our main aim is to rotate the stepper motor in a clockwise and anti-clockwise direction, right? So we need to put this pattern. Now let me tell you how I got this pattern here. As I already mentioned you that I am using the full wave, right? Full step stepper motor, full step. Look at here this diagram. Okay, full step stepper motor here. Okay, so HH1100 will give you 0C. Okay, 0110 will give you 6, 0011 will give you 3, and 1001 will give you 9. That means we have C, 6, 3 and 9. That is what we've been written here. Look at here, 3, 9, C, 6. That's what. Okay, please remember this the patterns and all. Okay, and now that 3 is written where? in the 16th pin to 19th pin. We require 4 pins, right? As I told you in this diagram, since we are connecting the stepper motor through this FRC1, only 16, 17, 18, 19 pin we are using in this. Okay, and 16, 17, 18, 19 pin is in this position. I will tell you, I will explain you how. So this 0 we got in 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now it is 16, 17, 18, 19. So in 16, 17, 18, 19, I am putting 0, 0, 1, 1. Are you getting my point? Okay, 0, 0, 1, 1. So 3. Rest all are 0. Similarly, this is a 16 to 19th pin, 1, 0, 0, 1. 16 to 19th pin, 1, 1, 0, 0. 16 to 19th pin, 0, 1, 1, 0. Like that. So these are all the patterns which are predetermined. Okay, and that is storing in an array. What is the name of the array? Clockwise. Okay, now in the reverse order you put 6 you put first, then C, then 9, then 3. This will give you in a anti-clockwise direction. There is no different program for to rotate the stepper motor in anti-clockwise. Same program, but use the different logic here. That's all. Okay, now I hope all of you understood these first 2 lines here. Now next, coming back to the functions, we have 3 functions: clockwise, anti-clockwise and delay. And in clockwise, anti-clockwise we have 2 parameters to pass. One is speed and the revolution. Speed and the revolution. You can vary these numbers and you can see what is the change you find in the output. Okay, as of now I had given 10 and 100. Okay, now in the main function, as I mentioned you that IO0 dir equals 0x00FF0000. What does it mean? Means this is a direction flag. So in the direction flag in port 0, okay, IO input output port 0 direction. Okay, now FF means in place of 16th to 19th I need to make it as output pin. I told you already, output pin, yes or no, because we have 4 coils A, B, C, D, and that should be the output pin. That's the reason in 16th to 17th pin, 19th pin we had given it as F. F means what? 1, 1, 1, 1. Similarly, if you wish to keep that entire pin, means all the pins of the FRCs to output pin, you can do so. Okay, but since in our experiment we are using only 16 to 19 pin, this is enough, F. Okay, this is left to you whether you want to put it as a F or 0. It is left to you, but it will work in both the cases. Next comes the while loop, so that we want the motor to rotate in a clockwise and anti-clockwise until we provide an external interrupt. Put it in a while loop, or else you can remove this while loop and you can see it only for certain iterations. Okay, so the first one is clockwise. Call this function and pass the parameter. Now let me take you to the clockwise function. In the clockwise function you can see we have 2 parameters, speed and revolution. In place of speed where we have the value 10, in place of revolution we have the value 100. Now I'm using 2 for loops. Okay, one for loop is for the revolution, another for loop is for the coils. Remember it, 4 means A, B, C, D coils. Okay, and now I need to set it. As I mentioned you earlier that when we charge 2 coils, other 2 coils has to be de-energized. Okay, you energize 2 coils, other 2 coils de-energize. Now how are you going to write the logic for this in embedded C? That is what I am doing it in set and clear. Please remember, set is to energized, clear is to de-energized. And how I write the code means IO0 set or equal to, that means IO0 set equal to IO0 set or clock of I. Now the I value 0, in the I value 0 you get this pattern. Okay, when you set that pattern, of course 2 values will be energized. Which 2 coils will be energized? C and D. Now what you need to make a A and B you have to de-energize. How will you make then take an inverse of it. Take an inverse. This is how to take the inverse. Inverse of clockwise. So inverse of clockwise will become what? 1, 1 will be for A and B. CD will be become what? 0, 0. So now if you put that in clear flag, what will happen? Of course that 1, 1 will be de-energized. In clear, 1 means that you are going to, it is going to affect. It is going to affect. 0 means there is no effect in clear flag. Okay, that is why we are going to initialize it clear. Don't put it in set, it is of no use. Okay, we are taking the inverse. See, for example, the first pattern is 3. What is the value of 3? 0. Okay, let me write it. 0, 0, 3, 3. Okay, so we have that. Okay, 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay, when we have that value, then we need to ensure that inverse of that, what will be the value. So for that purpose we are writing this clear here. Okay, IO0 clear, clock of I, that means 0011 will become 1100. So 11 will be the sent to the clear. So what happened, A and B will be de-energized. So in the same fashion you go for the second pattern is what, 9, that is 1001, means A and D are energized. Okay, then what you need to do, B and C should be de-energized. Okay, reverse it. When you reverse it, what will happen? Of course it will become 0110, like that. Put it in IO clear flag and give a proper delay so that you can see the motor rotating. Okay, the DC motor, the stepper motor rotate it. Okay, similarly it is in the case of anti-clockwise direction. The same code, it is there in the anti-clockwise. Okay, here we are taking the array of anti-clockwise here and we are inversing other thing. So we use inverse operation for de-energizing. Remember that. Okay, same code, and there is a small function for delay where we use 2 for loops. It is going to iterate for 10,000 times without doing any task. Okay, so this will help you in clearly seeing the motor rotating. Okay, so this is the embedded C program to interface a stepper motor to FRC1 and see the rotation in clockwise and anti-clockwise. Now let us move on to the execution part of the stepper motor.
Let me introduce the ARM7 LPC2148 trainer kit. ARM stands for Advanced RISC Machines, LPC Low Power Consumption 2148. Okay, so this LPC2148 is a type of microcontroller which is using the ARM7 cores. So first of all, let me give you a brief introduction to all the different parts of the LPC2148 microcontroller. So as you can see here, so this is the device of LPC2148 from NXP. So this is the microcontroller here. Okay, and you can see this is a quad flat microcontroller, because in each side of the microcontroller there are 16 pins. So altogether we have 64 pins. Okay, and you can see this one. So this is the 12 megahertz crystal oscillator device speed. And you can see here, so this is 32.768 kilohertz crystal oscillator for RTC clock. And here this is VREF. So this is a jumper setting for ADC external voltage reference. So you can see here this one. This is a 5 volt red LED indication, this one. Similarly, you can see here just below that, this is 3V3 green LED indication. Okay, and this is the battery, this one. Battery for RTC backup running. And this one is the power on or off switch. Okay, so whenever you give the 9 volt DC power supply, this is a switch here to switch it on or off. And this is the input power jack. This is the input power jack. This is the input switch for external interrupt. Okay, so this is a switch here, on and off. Okay, so this is the input switch for external interrupt, and this is the input switch for reset the device, resetting the device, input switch. Okay, similarly we have 2 UART cables here. So this is the UART 1 connectivity and this is the UART 0 connectivity. So UART stands for Universal Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter. Okay, and these are the LEDs for PWM output. There is an LED here. Okay, this stands for LEDs for PWM output, and this is the PWM enable switch. Okay, this is a switch here. Okay, on and off. Yes, and this is the USB connector for ISP programming and serial port connectivity. So this is where we need to plug in the serial interface cable. Okay, so that we can boot the program from the processor to the microcontroller. Okay, and these are the LED indication. This is used to confirm the USB connection has been established successfully or not. Right? And this is the switch selection. These two are the switch selection. So this is used for switch selection for ISP or UART. So the selection will be for ISP if the switch has been pressed, else it will be for UART. Okay, so this is a switch for on and off. Similarly, this is the switch for to enable the ISP. So both are for ISP, this is for PWM. Okay, and these are all the FRCs. You can see there are 5 FRCs: FRC1, FRC2, FRC3, FRC4 and FRC5. Okay, in this except FRC2, rest all are having 10 pins. FRC2 is having 16 pins. So here this is the IO port 10 pin FRC connector for FRC5. This is for FRC4 10 pin. This is for FRC3 10 pin. This is having a 16 pin as I mentioned you, that is FRC2, and this is for FRC1 10 pin. This is the LPC2148 device daughter card. Okay, and you can see here this is the USB ISP programmer daughter card. So this is the serial interface cable. Okay, so one end we are connecting it to the UART slot here. Okay, in this way, right? And other end USB, this is connected to the processor. This is how we can be able to boot the programming from the processor to the microcontroller. This is the FRC cable. These two are FRC cable, flat ribbon cable. Okay, so you can see there are 10 pin flat ribbon cable. As I mentioned you, for FRC1, FRC3, FRC4 and FRC5 we use this cable. Okay, similarly this is a 16 pin FRC cable. 16 pin. This is used only for FRC2. And this is the DC power supply of 9 volt and 2 amplifier. Okay, and this is the input jack to which we are going to connect it to the LPC2148. Okay, so LPC2148 trainer kit, we are connecting this to this input jack. So now as you can see that the serial interface cable is connected to the processor, and from that we have connected it to the UART slot here. Okay, and once it is successfully connected, you can see the indication there, LED indication. This will tell the successfully establishment of the serial interface cable to the UART slot. As well as you can see the power cable here. These are the two LEDs which is going to tell us whether the power is switched on or not. Okay. Okay guys, now let us see how to interface a stepper motor and rotate it in the clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So here is the stepper motor, and you can see that it can rotate for 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees and 360 degrees. So this is going to take each step to reach to the another location. Okay, and you can also see the driver here, stepper motor driver. So this is useful for the smooth communication between the microcontroller and the stepper motor. Okay, now we have to connect the interface here. So to do that, we have to connect a FRC, that is the flat ribbon cable, to the FRC1 of LPC2148, and you can see it here. Okay, so you can see this is the FRC1 flat ribbon cable. I am connecting it to the stepper motor. Okay, now I need to execute the program. As you can see that I had already written the program and added that to the target group here. Okay, stepper.c. After that I need to compile the code, build the program, rebuild it, and later on I am going to transfer the code through the Flash Magic. So select the proper device, COM port, 9600 baud rate and 12 megahertz oscillator. Okay, browse for the stepper.hex file from that particular path, open it and start. Okay, so before you click on start, please ensure that serial interface cable is properly connected and the power cable is on. Okay, after that you can start. When you're going to start, you can see it is verifying, it is copying the code, and clicked on finished. Once it is finished, you can see the stepper motor is rotating. Right? It is rotating clockwise as well as the anti-clockwise. So each time it rotates, it takes each step to reach to the destination. Okay, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree and 360 degree. And if you want to stop the stepper motor, you can simply switch off the DC power volt supply. And you can see the stepper motor is stopped. Thank you.